My name is Pete Gosling. Um, I'm a British guy who lives in New York. I own an agency and I've started a AI consulting startup. I'm also a dad of two young, amazing girls. So every day at this time, around 3 o'clock, I sit in my car in a line of other cars, waiting for my kids to come out. It's kind of shame, like the iconic yellow school bus that you see in the movies, I'm being robbed of, because apparently if you live within a mile of the school, you don't get a bus service. So there's this thing called NBS, and it's like a butcher's. You kind of line up. We have a number. I'm number 44. I just realized number 44 is a great number. That's Lewis Hamilton's number, right? So yeah, you line up and they call the kid based on the number and they get in your car. It's quite efficient, But the reason I'm doing this is I've done some live streams, some webinars, some podcasts over the years, and I've wanted to be consistent with producing content. And it, took me a few years, just till today, in fact. I'm really sick at the moment. I've got a sinus infection. So maybe it's the drugs, but I am like, fuck it. I'm just going to do it in the car. And the idea is to give some sense of what real life is like, running a business, owning an agency, using AI for real applications, working with clients to do that. So I'm going to do this every weekday while I sit to pick up my kids around 3 p.m. East Coast time. And this is the first episode. So like I said, I'm sick, but I think this is a good theme for the first episode, that when you are working for yourself, you do not get sick days. You still have to get stuff done. Now, it's getting better. Over the years, I've hired some good people. I've got a very small team, but they're very good. And a lot of work does get done now without my direct involvement, but I still have to talk to clients. I still have meetings and calls. And most of my clients I've got good relationships with. So today I did say, I need the day. But there's still so much to do. But it got me thinking, there's a lot to be said about working for a large company, vacation days, sick days, mental health days, if you work at a fancy startup or in Europe. And if you start your own business, you basically don't even get weekends. So you can't really expect to take sick days because you're really on all the time. At least I am. So this series of videos, I'm going to commit to doing this for a month, every Monday to Friday for a month. Let's say through to the end of February. And why am I doing this? I mean, I am working with clients, telling clients every day they need to be posting content. It needs to be authentic. It needs to be real. So practice what you preach. And here we go. So I'm thinking of calling this set of live videos School Runnings. School Runnings. I find it hilarious. I'd be interested to see if other people think it's funny or good. But running a business, talking about running a business on the school runnings. I like it. And not to be just me rambling every time. I've got some notes. So I just jotted down, let's do like 3 things each day. One is like a status update. Second could be something about the industry or something that I find annoying, like a rant. And then the third one is going to be answering a question, whether it's one I've had recently with a client or hopefully something that people comment on a video and ask me. So starting with the status update, I think I've done that. I'm sick. I'm still getting work done. I'm behind on a few projects. Most of my work. So Gosling Media is a creative agency, but we also do full marketing support. At our core, GDS.pro, Gosling Design Studio or Graphic Design Studio.pro, GDS.pro, creative services for B2B marketing teams. That's like our core. But I do a lot of marketing support with basically consulting. Pros and cons to all of this. The creative services is where my background is. It's way more sort of predictable in terms of, okay, the client needs a white paper designed. These are the steps, back and forth we go, job done. The issue is it's hard to charge a premium for creative services because of so many competing factors overseas, platforms like Canva and AI. So pivoted, I didn't really pivot, just started offering more marketing services quite early on. I've been doing this, I'm in my 7th year of Gosling Media. And, you know, most companies need marketing help and creative support to the marketing. But we do have some big clients where they have a large marketing team and we are brought in to help fulfill like production. The other side of the business, or the other business, I should say, is called Design Tech AI. And this is a completely separate business. I'm very interested in the technology of design and marketing and always have been. And the updates that we're seeing year over year are literally an existential threat to creative agencies and marketing agencies. It's getting automated. People are able to fulfill needs themselves much more. So I like to say I'm going to try and put myself out of business with Design Tech AI rather than someone else put me out of business. So I'm running both concurrently. So my status update is I'm sick. The to-do list is never, it just gets long. Like you make a list of tasks that you want to do. And then by the end of the day, not only have I not completed them all, I've doubled the length of the list. So that's where I'm at. Update. I mean, AI is just too much of a beast of a topic to cover. I think the latest thing I'm seeing at the moment is just how good Gemini is. I canceled my paid subscription for OpenAI and Claude, Anthropic. Microsoft's garbage. They're trying to shoehorn Copilot into everything, but I think Google's actually done a good job of implementing Gemini into their apps. And then to answer a question, a lot of people ask me for sources of insights and news because there's just so much bad information out there. So, I've got to move up the line. There's a lot of bad sources of information, and you basically have to pick a few trusted individuals. Oh, catch. I've got to navigate here. This is always fun. So, chaos ensues. My kids are here.